Now live. Giving you the view of my first probably mid-June dusting of snow of my life. Now, don't want to scare you. I'm giving you the view of me in front of that mid-June dusting. It was quite a shock to your system, no doubt. Where we're going to sit today. Got more options today. I may or may not get to that. Where are we going to sit? Good morning, Jane. Good morning from Waco. How's that? Well, it just kind of looks like trees, but that's okay. Trees are pretty too. Trees have feelings too. You don't see too much mountain. It's amazing because, there's mountains right over there and right over there. And I'm in the mountains. I'm with the mountains. Better zip this up. My ex-wife used to make fun of me a little bit for not having my coat zipped up all the way. Hello, Tommy John. It's going to be 100 in Waco today. Well, not here. Not here. It's 30 degrees right now, or 34 degrees. Good afternoon, Shane Henley from the United Kingdom. I wonder where you're from. Thank you. It is an awesome beanie. It is a nearly teal blue gymnastics hat that my daughter used to compete with Naperville Gymnastics, and I scored one of the hats, which I feel good. Good morning from South Dakota. Mark, that's one regret I have about my ride out to Yellowstone from Chicago that I took a month ago. It's that I didn't make it through into South Dakota. Now, Shane Henley's saying it's only 12 degrees here. But Shane, you're talking in Celsius temperature, and Celsius temperature is totally different than Fahrenheit. What we are talking on this side of the pond is Fahrenheit. When I say it's 34 degrees, that is Fahrenheit degrees, and 34 degrees is about 1 degree Celsius. Yes. But anyway, good morning to you. My name is Ken Tracy, and this is Coffee with Ken. It is, what day is it? It's Tuesday morning. It's June 18th. It's 7:52 a.m. Happy Tuesday. It's a show I've been doing for quite some time. I kind of chuckle about how consistent I am at it. I don't know. It's almost a problem. It's an addiction. It's okay to be addicted to good things like working out and what have you and stuff like that. Maybe it's okay. Maybe it can be a problem. It's a problem when it's a problem, I guess. And I talk a lot about addictions on my show. And I think drinking alcohol and smoking pot were problems for me. And that's why I stopped them. And again, I say it's 2.5 years. But I'm rounding down when I say 2.5 years. We're at like 2 years and 8 months and counting, plowing forward. Good morning, Will Bill Chill. Good morning to you. And anyway, this is a show I've been doing for quite some time. It's a show about me talking, sharing some experiences, sharing a little bit about the ups and downs that we have in life, sharing a little bit of my facial hair that I've been growing. I just don't like the feeling. I kind of think the salt and pepper on my chin looks kind of rugged, looks kind of cool, looks kind of manly until you see the light blue teal gymnastics hat with a snowflake on it. Thank you, Jane. But anyway, for those that have been watching a while, it is not just a show about me talking. I see some police flashes over there, not a sight I'm often see here in Yellowstone. I hope everybody's okay. Well, thank you, Shane. Good morning, RJ. But anyway, as I was saying, this is a show about me sharing my love of coffee as well. And with that in mind, I got a nice hot cup of coffee in front of me, covered by a hot chocolate pack to keep it warm and steamy at this cool morning. And I am excited to have my first sip. My hope is wherever you are, whatever you're doing, that you got a hot cup of coffee in front of you as well. Cheers to us. Oh, that's nice. That is nice. Good morning from Canada. What an international audience. We've had Great Britain. We've had Canada. We're really dominant in the Commonwealth. I've had viewers from South Africa, another Commonwealth country. Waco, Texas, that doesn't create any international flavor, or South Dakota, but we're happy to have them just the same. When does my cup arrive? I have a feeling it should arrive within the next week. My ex-wife is kind enough to pick up a prescription I take at our local Walgreens. It's kind of funny. I moved. Good morning, Lisa. Good morning from Louisiana. I moved from Chicago, Illinois, the suburbs of Chicago, Illinois, to Yellowstone about, I don't know, it'll be probably 4 weeks ago on Friday. And because of that, there's complications in doing that. And I'm not here forever. I signed to work here till October. Was given an opportunity to take a job honestly waiting tables in the dining room here at Mammoth Hot Springs Hotel. And it gave me a chance for a guy that has bounced around and been in sales most of his life and decided he didn't want to be in sales any longer about a year and a half ago, to get his feet under the ground and to earn a good living, a surprisingly good living, by the way. I just got paid last night. Or this morning. It felt real good. I've been here working and I hadn't gotten paid yet, so I felt it was almost slave labor. But they paid me last night and it was surprisingly a big check, so that felt good. And I came out here because I had a lot of financial responsibilities as a twice divorced man with 4 beautiful kids, and I'd owed a few people some money and was able to send chunks of money to various entities this morning, and that felt real good. It didn't leave me much left in the account, but it still left me something. And I can't tell you how good that feels to be getting on top of financial issues and still have something in the bank and start heading in my journey, or my dream, to save up enough money maybe while I'm out here to buy a cool little RV to live in, and to find a place to park it close to where my kids live, and I don't know, it sounds kind of funny, but I mean it, live out of the RV. I think I'd like it. I think I'd like it a lot. I've become kind of a minimalist over the last bunch of years, and I think I'd like it. So the cup should arrive. That's where I was going. The cup should arrive in the next week. Since I came out here, I had a prescription I asked my ex-wife to pick up, and she was kind enough to do it for me. On my journey out here, I lost my debit card. I lost my debit card on my very first day of travel, and because one of my viewers who won't be named, I think, told me I should do 10 push-ups at every gas station stop. And I thought it was a good idea. But what that did, got a truck rumbling down, an oversized load. Wow. That is just a huge block of cement that truck is pulling. I'd show it to you, but it wasn't that interesting. Just believe me, it's a huge block of cement. But anyway, I was doing 10 push-ups at every gas station stop along the way on my scooter ride from Chicago to Yellowstone. And unfortunately, what that did is I forgot. I was so excited to do my push-ups while filling up for gas, I left my debit card in the gas station, or the gas, whatever, station pump, and rode off into the distance and didn't realize it till I was 40 or 50 miles away. And let me tell you, riding a scooter, there was no way I was riding back. So I've been without a debit card. My prescription is running low. and I need my purple Yeti, which is going to so change my life. I mean, change my life might be an exaggeration, but I'll be blessed to have my purple Yeti. I'll thank God for my purple Yeti. I'll thank my kids for my purple Yeti, and I'll even thank my ex-wife for my purple Yeti, because she's going to be kind enough to send it along with my debit card and my prescriptions, hopefully in the next couple days, and hopefully I'll have it in the next week. We'll all miss my coffee with Ken mug, but it'll be bigger. It'll keep my coffee warm, and I won't need to use a hot chocolate packet as a lid to keep it warm. A lot of truck traffic on this Tuesday morning. Wonder what's going on. Seems so early, but I guess it's not so early. I was able to sleep in this morning. You guys are going to be excited to hear. Slept in all the way till 7 in the morning. Worked last night. Worked the night before. Again, waiting tables at 55 years old. It's a really good gig. If I was half my age, maybe, I could do it no problem. I probably wouldn't be sore. I'd probably be out with the other crazy waiters and waitresses I work with, going out after work and going to the pub and drinking and cavorting and causing trouble. But then I would feel like dog poop this morning. Because I stopped drinking 2.5 years ago, I sometimes feel a little antisocial. I'm not above. I'll go to bars or pubs, but certainly not at midnight when I'm walking home and I know I got to work the next day. But there's something about waiting tables and the kind of the grind that it is, the stress of a hot kitchen and needing, I don't know, screwing up orders and fixing orders and keeping customers happy and running around the restaurant like we do, that makes, I think, various vices extremely attractive. And it feels good that I've been out here, I don't know, like I said, 3 or 4 weeks, and been waiting tables and have avoided all the pitfalls that could come to a guy that, I don't know, doesn't want to fall into any pits. And I'm not saying I deserve any applause or anything, because I don't. It's just a decision I made 2.5 years ago that my life would be better without alcohol or pot in it, and just stopped doing it. And feels good. There's only been a couple times, and I've never been that tempted, like I've been crying for help, please help me stop. But there's been a couple times that a nice cold beer in a frosty mug looked really good when I was golfing once. And I think a couple weeks ago when I went, because I stay in Yellowstone, we're allowed to visit other Yellowstone properties and get put up in a kind of nice dorm for free and get fed in the cafeteria like we were an employee at all of the Yellowstone parks, and it's a nice perk. And my second week here, I went to Old Faithful and had a great time and saw this amazingly beautiful hotel. It's really a miracle of, I don't even know if I should call it modern, but it was built about 120 years ago with huge trees and huge wood and the most beautiful structure. Just an incredible place. I'm surprised that they were able to build it and that it withstood all the rumblings and the thermal activity that go on here in Yellowstone over the last 120 years. But anyway, my next visit, I had a great time there and saw Old Faithful spout and drank my coffee in front of Old Faithful. I'll take another sip to Old Faithful. But then a few days later, I thought that was so fun, let's keep visiting other properties, and went to Lake Yellowstone, a beautiful, beautiful yellow hotel right on the shores of a massive Lake Yellowstone that I'd never even heard of. I might have a sneeze coming on. Bear with me. Yes, Henry? I don't know that I'm growing a beard, but I'm in the mountains, so I thought I'd look a little rugged for you. But anyway, went there, and it was seemed like a romantic getaway and a place where you'd go maybe on a honeymoon if you and your wife or you and your husband were outdoorsy kind of hiking type people that wanted to sip wine and look out through these beautiful windows at this beautiful lake, at these beautiful snow-covered mountains across the distance. But to me, it was slow and boring. And I didn't know what to do. And I went on a hike, and I said, hey, that's a pretty hike. I took some nice pictures. And I came back, and I walked around the hotel. I was looking for bustle and activity, and saw two young ladies and said, hey, what do you do here? And they go, well, you can go on a hike. And I said, well, I just went on a hike. I don't want to go on another hike. I'm tired. So I walked through the hotel, and there was a bartender at this fancy bar in this beautiful room. And I said, wow. I know what I would have done. But I didn't. And it was kind of tough. So I was feeling sad and feeling kind of lonely because, again, I didn't have my spouse or my significant other with me to sit and enjoy the scenery and enjoy the nature that it is. And it was such a quiet, kind of romantic feeling place. I thought the only place a single guy would go to is the bar. And I knew I didn't want to do that. So instead of lounging around there, and I decided to hop on my scooter and ride back up to Mammoth Springs and the excitement that is the hot springs. So a little more coffee. That was a long-winded story. I'm not sure if it had a point, but that's okay. My stories don't always have to have points. Sometimes they do. There was a subtle point in there that I wasn't weak. I mean, you could look at that, and you can look at so many things as like, oh, you were weak because you were tempted to sit at the bar and order a Heineken, as if they would have a Heineken in these rugged mountains. I don't think they serve Heinekens here. I know our restaurant doesn't, and theirs probably is similar. You could look at that as weak, that you were slightly tempted and thinking that's what you should be doing. Or you can look at it as strong and that you didn't cave to any temptations that were within you. And you can look at so many different things like that, and I try to. My neck and shoulder have been hurting because I'm walking around carrying pretty darn heavy trays. And again, I'm 55 years old. Nobody seems to care or have any pity on me. I work so many hours. And I have a pain in my shoulder and my neck. Kind of makes it hard to sleep sometimes. And you could get really down about that or bummed about that, or you could focus on the fact that even at 55, I didn't think I was physically able to do this job anymore. I'd been a waiter a few different times in my life, and was kind of inquiring about some jobs in the Chicagoland area, but didn't think I could physically do it, and knew that even working a lot of hours as a waiter in the Chicagoland area, if I had to pay for housing, I don't think I could have afforded to cover my financial responsibilities and put a roof over my head at the same time. So when this opportunity came up, where I knew I'd be working in a fairly nice restaurant and get room and board for a very reasonable rate of $500 a month in a beautiful area of the country, despite the pains and the hardness of missing my kids, especially my two little beautiful babies, I don't know, a bunch of things came together, and I went for it. And tell you what, after there's been periods of question and doubt and loneliness and sadness, and there's probably going to be all those periods again. But just getting paid this morning or last night, whenever the pay hit my bank account, and I was able to send off checks, child support checks to two wives, send a little bit of money to a buddy that loaned it to me, send a little bit of money to a couple other places, and still have money in the bank, felt really good. And again, I know money doesn't buy happiness, and it doesn't, because some of my hardest times in my life, I've had the most money and the fanciest cars. But being broke sucks. I'll tell you, I'll just be honest. I hadn't been paid since I'd gotten here. And I mean, I'd gotten paid once for, this is an example of being broke sucks, and it's kind of funny. I'd been paid for like 2 days, and it was a small check of $300, and that quickly went out to other responsibilities. And most of the tips I get are credit card these days. Not many people pay with cash, but occasionally somebody will leave you a cash tip, which is nice. And usually I'll walk out of the restaurant with maybe $20 or $30 more in my pocket from an occasional cash tip. So over the last few weeks, I built up a few $100s in cash that I've been carrying around. And unfortunately, I didn't really have anything to do with that cash. Yes, you can go spend it. But as far as bills, let's say, for example, a cell phone bill, you can't pay your cell phone with cash. And I had no way of getting my cash into my bank account to pay, let's say, hypothetical bills like a cell phone. So, despite the warnings and the text from my cell phone company, hypothetically my cell phone company, I chose to ignore it until the point they shut off my service the other day. And I've been going around with probably like $500 in my wallet and not able to pay my cell phone bill because I couldn't turn that $500 in cash into a payment to a hypothetical company like a cell phone bill, let's say Verizon maybe. And so they shut off my service. And so for the last couple of days, I've had to go, could only use my phone when I'm in a Wi-Fi area. And service was kind of splotchy. And I was going, oh, come on, let's get paid. Let's get paid. And I was anxiously checking. This morning, I saw the money in my account, and I'll tell you, it felt good. And I'm sure it felt good my ex-wives getting decent child support payment, and probably felt good to Verizon, hypothetically, to get their payment, and a couple other people to get their payments as well, and still have money in the bank. And again, I don't talk about money a whole heck of a lot, but it does feel good, and it does reaffirm my belief that I should be able to sock away a little money, because we work a lot of hours. I've never worked as many hours waiting tables before. It was always kind of a part-time gig for me. And I've never done it full-time till now. And I've certainly never done it full-time at a place that has reasonably expensive dining. You know, the average entree in there's probably $35. Not crazy expensive, but certainly more than Outback Steakhouse, where I worked as a waiter 10 years ago. And because of that, our checks are bigger, our tips are bigger, and combined with the number of hours, despite the exhaustion, feels pretty good on payday, I'll tell you that. And has me believing I'm going to be able to take care of my responsibilities, pay off all the odds and end debts I've accumulated, continue to work on Coffee with Ken, and go live, hopefully grow my audience a little bit, and maybe in a perfect world, be able to phase out the waiting tables, or at least phase it down. Come October, maybe buy an RV, or at least put a down payment down in an RV. Attach my scooter somehow to the back of it. Ride back to the Midwest, closer to my kids, and find a place to enjoy fall in the Midwest in a cool RV. And again, I don't even know how it works. But maybe I can start planning, and I can turn the vague little dreams I have into goals and into plans, and start working that way, because I think I can make it happen. Because again, I'm working a lot of hours, and I worked, 12 hours 2 days ago and 7 last night. I'm going to work 5 today, and 10 tomorrow. And again, we're working 40 hours a week, making pretty darn good tips, living in a cheap place that you can't really spend a whole heck of a lot of money when you don't drink alcohol. So should be able to sock away some money and save up, and I hope you follow in my journey that is that. And again, I don't want to make it about money. But I did have some financial responsibilities, and I am waiting tables, and I will be able to hopefully grow my bank account over the next 5 months to the point that I can do that. And I think that could be really neat. And I think I would love to do my Coffee with Ken show. Hello, Chip, from inside my RV. And I could show you on a daily basis how I do make my bed. And I don't know. I think it could be fun. I think it could be fun. I could be a man of the earth. But anyway, I'm going to have one more sip of coffee. It is Tuesday morning. Is there a public library of quality anywhere near me? I don't know. Keep up the grind, Ken. You're getting there one step at a time. I am G Money. And I think that's so many aspects in life. Again, I've done this show for 5 years now, and it's about a guy that was totally stressed out, feeling down on everything, and really in a bad state 5 years ago. And I've taken on little thoughts and little gratitude and little prayer, and one step at a time, and eating an elephant one bite at a time, and really realize no matter where you are, you can apply all those messages and thoughts to turn your life around. And even when it came out to the ride out here, when I was thinking, oh my gosh, 1,500 miles on the scooter across country into the mountains, it was overwhelming and terrifying. But a buddy that watches the show kept saying, just take it mile by mile, and I did. And lo and behold, I got out here. And I don't need to have all the money saved today for the RV, but I do have a start, and I've started, and I do have a finish line, which is October. And between now and then, if I keep having a good attitude as I go into work, and I'll tell you what, I think my good attitude almost, I think they laugh about it. I think I know some of them watch my show. They keep talking about it. They keep talking about it. I don't ever bring it up, or I try not to bring it up. They see the cup often. Sometimes they actually watch it if they're working the breakfast shift while I'm here. One of the kids, I call him a kid because he's 19, I think. His mother lives in Texas, has been watching my show. And he thinks it's really neat that he works with me. Like I'm somebody special. I'm just some guy that likes to drink coffee and doesn't mind doing it consistently over time. And again, one bite at a time. You build an audience, you save money, you get in better shape, you get healthier, you get mentally feeling better, you get in better spiritual place or better relationship place. And so I'd encourage you think about it that way today. Just one bite at a time. If you're out of shape, that's okay, but get started and eat a little less or eat a little healthier or do a little workout today. And if you're in financial straits, you're probably not going to get a job that's going to solve all your problems today. But just go one step in that direction. Or if you're struggling in a relationship, I don't know, maybe buy a flower for the one you love, or some flowers for the one you love, or just say thank you for the great meal you cooked, or thank you for working so hard and providing for the family, or just say thank you. And I'll tell you what, it's going to go a long way towards fixing whatever issue you're facing. And we're all facing issues, and I just talk about mine fairly openly on this show, and I think that's part of its charm, if you will, because most people don't ever want to talk about having a cell phone shut off. And again, that was just a hypothetical example. That was just an example. But most people won't say that. But I think my story's kind of funny. Again, I had money in my pocket. I just couldn't pay my cell phone bill with it. And it was good to pay it today. So anyway, I'm going to drink some more coffee. I'm going to dump this out because what the heck, it's cold. And I got hot coffee about 50 yards that way, and I'm worth it. Am I still sleeping good? Fairly good. It's kind of hard to sleep when you wait tables, I find. Again, I'm occasionally will chug and it's not a good habit, but I don't know, if my worst vice is chugging some Coke on my shifts that I'm waiting tables and getting that burn and that caffeine going, I'll own it and be okay with it. But, I probably drink Coke into the night, when I normally be asleep, and my mind is spinning and churning, and I don't know. I'm still sleeping pretty good. Overall, pretty good. But also, if I may make an excuse for my sleep, I'm on the second floor, and the bathroom's on the first floor, and at least once a night, I wake up and I have to pee, and I go, I wonder if I lay here long enough, if that needing to pee will go away. And you know what? It never goes away. So after 5 or 10 minutes, I throw in the towel and get my PJs on and trudge down to the first floor and go to the bathroom and trudge back up. I see other men doing the same walk of necessity occasionally. It's kind of funny. Do I like Pepsi? No. I like Coke. And we have some nice Coke products. I've had a couple of kids asking me if I have Fanta the last couple of days. It's weird. I won't get asked. I had a table ask if we had a corkage fee. And for those that don't know and aren't wine drinkers, a corkage fee is when a customer brings in their own bottle of wine, and the restaurant will charge a fee, because obviously we're a restaurant. We make our business selling food and alcohol, and we don't want to go out of business, everyone bringing their own booze. So somebody brought in some wine, asked if we had a corkage fee. I thought, no way. But it turns out we do. We had a button on our computer, and it was a $12 corkage fee, and that was the first time I had that done last night. Yeah, but you have people asking new things every day, and a little bit you get better. Oh, I love Dr. Pepper, Trey, but we don't have it. A little bit with all the knowledge you gain and the experience you gain, because next time, it could be tomorrow or today, it could be a month from now, somebody's probably going to ask me if we have a corkage fee. And instead of me having to run to the manager and go, do we have a corkage fee? What's a corkage fee? I'll know, and I'll know how to do it, and I'll say, yes, we do, and I'll handle it better, and I'll be a little bit better of a waiter, and I will save that 30 seconds of time asking the question, and it'll give me more time to take care of my customers in different ways. And again, one bite at a time, we can improve. We can become better waiters. We can become better husbands or wives. We can become more spiritual. We can become more financially stable. But you can't do it all today, and you can't learn everything today, and you can't fix everything today, but you can get started. So whatever you're struggling with today, and I know you're struggling with something, because we all are, take it one bite at a time and get a little better today, and take one step forward on whatever issue you're facing today. And because I'll tell you what, it felt good dealing with some financial challenges and sending off a lot of money this morning to some people that needed it and deserved it, and that just felt real good. And I feel real good, and the clouds are parting, and the sun is starting to shine, and I got a lot of hot coffee waiting for me, and I get to go to work in less than 3 hours at 11:15 a.m. I'm going to be working today. And I'm just working the lunch shift, so it'll be probably 4.5 hour shift today, which I can do in my sleep, which is good because I may be sleepy. And but before then, I get to drink some coffee, enjoy some breakfast, take a nice hot shower, and Will Bill said he loves payday too. Yeah, especially your first one, especially when it's more money than you expected it would be. And I'm going, wow. Really? For waiting tables? This might be a better gig than I know, even though I'm hurting. But sometimes you got to deal with a little pain and work through it and get in a little better shape. And again, one bite at a time. So I want to thank you so much for joining on this Tuesday. Coming at you from Yellowstone. I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful week. Hope you had a great night's sleep. Hope you're feeling good. Hope you're loving yourself. Hope you're forgiving yourself. And as always, I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.